Well, today, Drew did an amazing job of helping us worship Jesus for his quiet resolve, for him not fighting back, and his willingness to go to the cross for us when Judas is betraying him. If you have your pathway guide, a couple things to note. One, it says, what do you admire about Jesus in this passage? I think I admire the fact that Jesus can have somebody stabbing him in the back by kissing him on the cheek and still call him friend. I mean, like, okay, I didn't punch you in the face. I think that is a sign of self-control. But to still extend some degree of friendship to say, friend, what are you doing here? Come on, last chance. That mercy and compassion and patience is amazing. Let me give you another piece of, I'll call it possible hope and heresy here. A little midrash of something I've always thought about in this passage. When you're reading through the story, you see how Judas was not able to hear Jesus' warnings back at the Passover, right? He didn't hear, hey, it'd be better for this person never to have been born than to do what they're about to do. Hey, he who dips with me, the sweetness, remember the sweetness mixed with the bitterness of sin? Judas doesn't listen. And yet here in the middle of the story that Drew told us today, what happens? A guy with an ear gets it chopped off. A guy who can no longer hear, right in the middle of a story about Judas not hearing and listening. What does Jesus do? In the midst of all the words he says, he actually heals the man's ear, which is pretty stunning, actually. We're going to go, we're the Sanhedrin, we're coming with our rocks and our bats and all that. We're going to take you down. The guy just healed his enemy's ear right in front of us. An incredible example of loving your enemies. But think of the contrast of the ear with Judas. Jesus can restore your hearing. He can make it so you're now able to hear. One example also to Judas that he was not able to hear who Jesus was, what he was about, and what his plan was. How about for you and I? Do we need to ask Jesus to restore our hearing? Have we cut off our own hearing out of stubbornness? We know better. We know the plan. That's not how it should work. It's been taking too long. Let's pray that Jesus would restore our hearing, that we may worship him for all the ways in which he shows mercy and kindness and compassion in this passage. In fact, the last part of the pathway suggests a couple ways to pray this week. Two famous verses, Psalm 23, as well as the Lord's Prayer in Matthew 6, 9-13. Why don't you take one of those passages and just pray through it? The Lord is my shepherd. Then meditate on that. I shall not want. Say some words back to God. But take an opportunity to adore God, adore Jesus specifically, using one of those two patterns. And remember, keep your ears on and keep them open. See you next week.